And you're live on Dead Radio.
Welcome to another very special episode of Dead Radio with your boy Ini. And today I'm joined by an advertising legend. I'm going to let him introduce himself, and then we're going to get into his story and then extract as many jewels as we possibly can for you guys. So, yeah.
Shout out. I mean, legend is great, but it feels like I'm old as nuts. I'll take
I feel that. Yeah.
Someone to look up to.
Yeah.
My name is Thabang Manyelo. Those that know me call me Tipi. Those that know me a bit less call me Draper. Advertising writer extraordinaire. Multi-award winner.
Multi-award winner.
Let's
go.
Yo, 7 cans in one night.
Let's go.
2-time Grand Prix winner.
Let's go.
150 plus Loeries.
Jesus Christ.
Pendorings, I think for my 60. I mean, the one night we took like 20 Pendorings.
Yeah.
Shit, man. Like, DNAD, South Africa's first one show, best of show, the Grand Prix at one show. What else? Is there any award I haven't won?
Yeah. Okay.
South Africa's Young Creative of the Year 2017, Loeries. I mean, shit, the more I think about it, the Coalition winner play used to have this show called The Coalition. Come on. So you think you're funny, top 3. This man's been winning.
From the jump.
I'm listening out of my body going,
Wait.
Yeah. but by profession writer, so copywriter, music writer, everything stems from writing itself. Like I said, music producer, music label owner, co-partner at the compound. Y'all gotta come visit us, Newtown hasn't been the same since we came to. Man, we'll jump into everything as we go, but very, very decent guy.
Okay. I love that. Intro. That was beautiful.
Braggadocious.
That was beautiful.
Very, very decent.
Okay, let's take it to the beginning. Where are you from? Where did you grow up?
I love this question because I say it with pride that Polokwane,
PLK.
Park. My grand is from Muleji, if we're going that deep. But I'm from Polokwane, Flora Park originally. I love that place. It brought me up so well. You know the vibes. Capricorn High School, PEMS. I'm from Petersburg at the time. English medium primary school. PEMS. In the center. Then Capricorn. So I'm full everything Polokwane. I think I am as Polokwane as it gets. I don't shy away from it. I love it.
Beautiful.
I'm second to Shebeshi.
Woo! Tweka! Tell us a little bit about growing up in Polokwane. What are some of the things that you think impacted your life as a kid that you carry to who you are today? Yeah.
I mean, first and foremost, because Polokwane is such a small town, like you get two characters. You get the good guys and the bad guys.
Yeah.
There's no in between. Like growing up,
and there's a clear distinguishing.
No man, good people, bad people.
Yeah.
And growing up, you easily learned who you are from the get-go. I think that impacted me immediately, that I don't want to go this way, I want to go that way.
I get that.
I think even Chebeshet was speaking about it in his recent interview, that even him now is realizing, I don't want to go that other way, you know what I mean? So that definitely started the trajectory to where I am
where
now.
You are now, yeah.
But Polokwane is a funny place, you know that? Like a lot of people there are funny, and a lot of people there are very friendly, a lot of people there are rich also. I love, and it's gonna sound controversial, but it's like it's one of the few South African cities, towns where I actually see black people prosper.
That is
in
okay, quickly, I wanna ask you something, because there is something about people from Limpopo. Why does that seem to be the place where a lot of black people amass a lot of wealth? Like, what is in the water?
I mean, it's a fact of things, but Limpopo, like, but like, it's a fact of things. Let's start with the first one that everyone's gonna say, okay, sure, there is crime, but there's crime everywhere.
There's crime everywhere.
Yeah, but I think there's a very devoted nature of working in Polokwane. It's like the Chinese, right? Like, and no, I'm not saying Polokwane like the Chinese, but like the Chinese are so devoted to success.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's why a lot of engineers, doctors, all of the logical practitioners are from up north. You know what I mean? And what they do, second factor of it, is that they don't forget about home. Like in Venda, right? I'm going to Joburg to work for home.
Yeah.
So when they're mass
that's so beautiful. That's so
when
beautiful.
They're mass as well, they go back. They don't want to live in Joburg. They go back and they build the houses and they make everyone. They open up it. Doesn't have to be a serious business. Well, that's a picture. So, but I mean, like a butcher or whatever.
I hear that.
Because they're rebuilding the community, and if you constantly do that over years and years and years, you start to find a community.
I hear that.
Has quite a lot of wealth in itself.
Because they keep reinvesting in the community, and community seems to be a big factor.
Of Polokwane. I mean, like, and you know, I mean. I don't want to like talk about race, this small one, but like even the white people, they are quite communal
and grounded.
They sort of get the idea of norm, man. Like Mr. Whitehead and Mr. Osborne were my two neighbors. I think they're still there. Hopefully they
shout out
to but like Mr. Whitehead to this day, I mean Mr. Osborne rather, Mr. Whitehead, I don't know where he is. Mr. Osborne still comes in gardens with my gran. Like
that's beautiful.
Comes over, brings rakes and whatever, and my gran is quite old now, I think she's 89. But they still have and they've been, my gran has been at my place since like what, 17 years ago? They've known each other.
I hear that.
I know everyone down, well not everyone, but like down the street we played soccer together, we grew up together.
You know them,
Definitely a sense
that community thing. Okay, interesting.
Polokwane.
What are those things that were planted? What were the seeds that were planted in you that became trees now?
I think definitely that's why I think I was mentioning that Polokwane is funny. Humor has brought me very far in life. That being from my brother, that being from my friends, that being from everyone, but it has brought me forward because when you're funny, you are able to speak, and I know that sounds cryptic, but like you want to be funny, right? So you become the loud person. But then what it develops into a tree, and I like how you put it, what it develops into a tree later on is that public speaking is not a problem anymore.
At all.
If you make 5 people laugh, trust me, you can speak in front of thousands. But then that is an added advantage when it comes to the workspace, where you speak up, and you are able to say, I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? Like, so that's something that, looking back, might have been small at the point, but like what it has grown into is a
huge tree.
As I mentioned, PIMS, grade school, it was probably the first time I realized that I've got a creative mind. Well, I guess everyone realizes the first time in primary, but there was this storytelling day and I forgot to do my homework, definitely. And I remember just constantly moving back to the back of the class, trying to avoid
being the one who has to go up.
You know what I mean? And then like 2 people left and I'm like, okay, here we go. And it was probably the first time I ever improvised in my life, because I'm like, I'm not gonna, can I swear?
Yeah, definitely. Go ahead.
I'm not gonna bitch out. Whatever comes out of my mouth, that'll be my story, man.
I hear that.
And I did a rendition of like Humpty Dumpty meets Hansel and Gretel, Wuloi.
So you took stories.
And I just think, and that's when Humpty Dumpty fell off, and the witch was like, and
Improv.
Improv. But if hopefully my memory serves me correct, that like, you can definitely tell the teacher knows that I'm bullshitting.
I hear you.
You know, what are you talking about? But the reaction from the class is amazing, which makes her feel like, well, but it's still a story. You know?
I hear that.
They're laughing. They're like, what? And from then on, it built the story of storytelling throughout primary. I was doing, the storytelling, which I won, Olympiads, Artia, all of that public speaking, which
is building and watering that seed.
No, definitely. And I guess high school, one of the biggest parts of high school that I can take forward is the idea of never backing down, right? Like, so my brother here came, an amazing part of my life, Mulifi.
Okay. Older brother,
yeah.
Okay.
So
dope.
It's just the two of us. My parents passed away when we were 18 and so forth. So he was the head of our nucleus family.
I hear you.
He taught me quite a lot. When I was in grade 8, he was in Matric, and he said to me that, that I'm leaving next year, right? I'm going to varsity, so I won't be around to help you with all of this, but they're definitely gonna bully you. You're a small guy.
And you talk a lot of shit. You talk a lot of shit.
They're currently not doing anything because he's still here, but he's prepping me that, like, moving forward, you never back down from anyone, no matter how big they are.
Beautiful.
You've got a mouth.
Beautiful.
You talk your shit.
Use it.
And the one thing about a bully is either they want to be your friend or they avoid you. Because they know. It's funny.
Okay.
So those are some of
the things. And then something interesting happened in high school in terms of comedy. How does that? Tell us about that story.
So, like I said, I was on So You Think You're Funny. Long story short, I go to this bar with friends, and hilarious the whole night. Gagging and jabbing and making fun of everyone, man. Even the mums got a bit of a. So everyone's laughing, and we're in the kitchen, and one of my friends, like Gerald, I wanna also call them out.
I hear you.
Like these are people that have
watered the seed.
Gerald's like, Joe, this. So You Think You're Funny tomorrow? Like you should go. I'm like, nah, man, I'm not about that. I'm not a comedian. I go home, next morning he calls me and he's like, yo, Joe, you remember that dermatologist that you used to go to? I want to go to him, like, can you go show me? I'm like, yo, Gerald, it's in town. And so he's like, Joe, just show me.
Let's go.
Let's go, right? I get dressed, I go with him. We get there, definitely he did want to go to the dermatologist, but what happens as we leave, he's driving, he's like, nah, boy.
We gotta go.
Yo,
man, shout out to Jerry. I don't know where you are right now, but shout out to you, bro.
We gotta go. Like, I'm being dead serious. Like, so what if you fail? Doesn't matter. We head out, we go, we get there, and I'm like, so the whole ride there, I'm like, you know what, actually, I'm not a bitch, child, I can do this thing, come on.
Let's go.
It's just comedy.
But
the closer we get, we sign up, and I'm sitting there, and, it takes long in these audition shows, like these, like production, they sit down, retakes, quiet please, playing, so it's a lot longer than what people expect, but those hours start tripping up.
Building up the anxiety inside?
Now the reality of it is that, wait, I'm gonna be on TV,
What if you completely bomb?
You know what I mean? Time comes up, hit my stuff. So I was telling him, but what am I gonna say? Like, just say what you were saying yesterday, like, just make it a thing, right? I go up and hitting these jokes, but something about comedy and writing as a part of the writing process, if I may say, is something we call rather insight, that like, it has to be relatable to you for it to make sense to you and for you to take it into your body.
I hear you.
So when I'm telling jokes about Gerald and all these other people, the judges don't know that this guy is fat and tall.
I get that.
The joke doesn't quite land, but it's funny. The essence of the joke, they get that, that's a funny joke.
But they can't pinpoint exactly who are you talking about. I get you.
Like, if they knew, that would make it even more funny.
I get that.
So just a bit on the writing process. And then they're like, not getting a ticket. I go home. So when I get home, I'm glad that there was no one home, because now I'm like, picking myself up. Like, what the hell, man? Like, why did I even do that?
Why did Gerald push me to do this?
Damn Gerald! Damn Gerald!
I feel that.
But
I
I'm
feel
lying there,
that.
and I get a phone call, and it's the producers, and they're like, "Yo, the judges would like to see you again. Actually, I think they understand that your insight and your essence and the idea of comedy is there. It's just that, like, maybe come give it another bash." Dope. Now I'm like, call another friend, one of my best friends, Hoshi, Leo Ping, Leo, what up?
Let's
boy?
go.
What do you say? Leo comes with me up, right?
Yeah.
And we head there. So Leo is driving there, and he's asking me, so what are you gonna say? And I combine it with the story of like 8 Mile, like when Cheddar Bob asks Eminem or B-Rabbit, like, yo, so what are you gonna say?
Yeah.
Like, you know, you're gonna talk about I shot myself and they fucked your girl and blah, blah, blah. And that strategy builds and it's smart to actually say all of that so that you can't
use it against
you. Can't use it against you, right?
I
So
get
as he
that.
says, what are you gonna say? I'm like, oh man. I realized that I was gonna do the same fault I was doing earlier.
Yeah,
I was gonna
that's your
make
first
jokes that have no insight to it. And then I'm like, actually, I'm gonna do what I did yesterday, not say what I did yesterday. I'm gonna make fun of them.
I get you. I get you. I get you. I
And that's
get
what
you.
I'm thinking, okay, Tosh is the big boy. David,
So now you're writing
now
the
you're
set
going, okay.
in your
and a big part of
head.
it will be improv when you get on stage. Like you write this beautiful set, get up, all 3 judges get some. They're like, yo, bro,
Crazy.
it's enough now.
Yeah, chill.
Yeah.
Here's the golden ticket.
Yeah.
Go.
And fast forward to the finals, and amazing. It was an amazing journey for a 16-year-old to go through. But what it does is that when I get home, there's a bit of, I won't call fame, I'll say popularity, that like, now people want me to come perform. Like Meropa is like probably our only comedy
venue,
stage type thing, right? So now whenever there's a big act in town, they're calling me, they're like, yo, come open for this guy. But it's a Wednesday night, brother.
You're in high school, bro.
It's a Wednesday night, brother. They're like, yo, come through, bro. Go, now sleep and wake up. School time now. Now you're no longer that god. Now you're a mere mortal.
I hear that. I hear that.
English. You know what I mean?
Yo, with homework.
You with homework.
Yo.
Last night, you know what I mean? But I'm so grateful to my grandmother because I don't know if it's foresight or just wisdom that like, yo, you're good at this, you really love it. I can't be the person that stands in front of you, going out on a Wednesday night and picking up the mic. As long as you're safe, as long as you're not drinking, wink.
Wink, wink.
I remember one time I was opening up for Luis Ogola and with Club.
Crazy.
Yeah. But we're sitting there and he's like, how old are you? I'm like, I'm 16. He's like, damn, I started when I was 17. So he's always been in the comedy class. So I guess he could see himself in me. I was probably your size in the middle of these people. I'm not even supposed to be inside. It's under 18s, but like your talent is, and that's something dope about talent. It takes you to places where logic and human beings do not allow. True. Another time opening up for Barry Hilton, this guy says to me, we're having like food before the show in the green room, etc. You know, we're laughing, he's asking about me, what am I doing, and one of the stage guys comes through and he says, 10 minutes to set, to stage, and he literally, like, it's as if he transformed from big smile to like, yo, listen. T-voice leans in. I'm like, okay, what's going on?
Yo, what's up? What's up, OG?
I mean, he's gonna do this.
Yeah.
That's how you get at it. Trade.
I feel that.
Only like, if you die on that stage, I will walk over your body and continue with the show. Good luck. And he walks out and I guess he goes to prep. But now, Barry Hilton is like white market, Afrikaans market, so I'm already at a disadvantage. Now, when I was so comfortable, now I'm at a...
He pulled you immediately out of that.
Little worship. Everyone's like, this is terrible. And I remember like I was pacing up and down and I get up on stage And yet again, that never backed down. Fuck it, this bully's in front of me, this crowd, my teachers, my Afrikaans teachers in there, my coach, Mr. Classen Jr. from Pence is also in the crowd. And I'm like, it's boiling up.
I hear that.
Till I say, yeah, yella.
Yeah. Now you're in
Goes
it.
crazy.
Now you're in
It's
it.
a 16-year-old kid. Yeah, yella.
Yeah, man.
I'm like, that's because my Afrikaans teacher used to say that. So I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, yella. They laughing. And then now the jokes are going, and I think I had about a 15-minute set, and two got a standing ovation.
Oh,
that level of like
crazy.
man,
This kid just killed it.
Hilton comes up and is like, yo, you guys better watch out. I'm like, not you.
You were just.
Not you.
You almost cut my head
I
off.
think he pushed it, right?
Yeah.
So, but then what that does, high school-wise, is that like grade 11, grade 12, I'm performing, I'm doing corporate gigs. You're also getting money. Like I did a corporate gig when I was in grade 11. I think it was like 42K or something.
Oh.
44K or something.
That's $1 million rand for a 16-year-old.
Right
now.
I was
Yeah.
in the taxi.
Yeah.
Going to
Because 42,000 for a 17-year-old is like, yo, yeah,
How many
that's
guys
crazy.
do you buy? How many checks do you buy?
I
But
feel
obviously
that.
give it to the fam and stuff. But
Yeah.
So it becomes it takes over your mind. And I would say that I was a very smart kid. I was in the top 10s and 20s quite
Dope,
often. But
dope,
the grades go down. You're writing you're performing at night, not sleeping, and the grades go down, and Matric comes, and I don't qualify for university.
Damn.
And I think my world shattered a bit. Like it was like, yo, wait, what just happened? Like, like just have you ever been winded? Like,
Was that another moment like when you didn't make it the first time too? Was that another one of those moments that just hits you in the face?
Shout out, like, you see these recurring moments that build, that fortify the person who
that
sees
character.
this in front of you, right? Like, shit. And but I'm so grateful for that, because in that moment, so I always wanted to become a mechanical engineer, specializing in robotics.
Okay.
I wanted to be an engineer because my dad was an engineer, right?
Dope,
He was a civil
dope,
engineer. So
dope.
like, I'll still make him proud even though he's not here. But then in that moment, sitting back, I realized I do not
Want to
see
do that.
another
I
life.
hear that. I hear that. I hear that.
No,
I hear that.
nothing.
Yeah.
Only tales.
Yo.
You know what I mean?
I
So,
feel
so
you.
now I'm starting to go, but I love this writing thing, because also I guess it's the first form of writing that I actually got into. Right?
Yeah.
Putting pen to paper and going, the other day I was, and you know what I mean? I'm like, fuck, I fucking love it. And English was also quite a big subject in my grades.
Yeah.
So I realized I want to write, and I was sitting in class one day when this homie's drawing Mahalo page. I don't know where he is, but he was drawing there, and I'm like, yo, like, so where are you going? And he was like, I want to go to this place called Vega.
Okay.
But the way he described it, because we're sitting next to each other, so now I'm not even listening to him.
What type of school is this?
Yeah, what type of school is this?
Yeah, what's happening?
You know, again, like Polokwane, I think logic prevails. Like, get engineer, get doctor, get
I hear you.
The creative side is the little brother that's not getting
I hear
light.
that.
It's
hear
the
that.
shadow of the big
Yeah.
brother of
Yeah.
engineering.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
I think they're amazing creatives. I mean, Shebe, come on.
Yeah, true.
That never get to see their light or their flower.
Do you feel a lot of those dreams are killed obviously not on purpose,
Yeah, no, not
but
on purpose,
just the
but
community
the
focuses on.
community is like I said, China. It's like I can imagine a comedian from China.
Yeah, no.
and not even just the appearance, but the whole
Community,
like,
what are you doing?
You know,
Yeah.
And it sort of sometimes feels like that. So I get it when the DJs from Polokwane make it out. I get it when the artists, the King Munadas, the Makazis make it out. I get it when the show fairly lit joke, it doesn't matter how
Yeah.
you do it, but I mean, like, you get it when creatives from Polokwane actually come out and do great
And
things
make it on
make
the-
it, bro.
yeah.
That is so
Because now the kids are looking at that and they're like, okay, wait, actually, I don't have to be a lawyer.
Yeah, there are a
that.
couple of kids from POK that have hit me up on DMs like, yo, Joe, so what does copywriting entail? And we'll get into that, I guess. What does it mean to be a copywriter, etc.? There are a lot of kids that when they see you, they go,
Okay,
why do you do that?
okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're talking to your homie, he's telling you about the school.
It like it's Hogwarts, dog. And when the time comes, we have to upgrade my marks. And fortunately enough, it was 2010. No one was doing a damn thing. And I think that was a year with the whole of South Africa was on leave. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it also didn't break me to a point of no prevail. Like it was also that okay, well, people are still home. Like June, I think April, June.
That year, everyone was chilling. Let's just be honest. Everyone was chilling. Let's be honest.
It didn't break me to that level, but like, I remember thinking to myself, it's just 1 year. I can catch up to my friends, right? And that is probably the only thing I'll say disdain from those times that like I was so adamant about catching up to my friends. And I guess it was fuel as well. It was also like, work, study now, write this damn guide, cool, I got my marks, now what? Okay, I qualified for Vega, shout out, let's go.
Okay.
And the second year, in the second half of the year. So the another crushing moment is that like, now, someone had told me that I can join in the second semester, so I'm thinking about this catching up thing, and they're like, no, we don't do that, we only do year modules, right? And I'm like, crashed it again, but then I'm like, there's a short course, it's in the evening, let me go do this thing. Let me go actually see if I really like this, Get there, immediately fall in love with it, with the David O'Leary's and the Leo Burnett and hearing these stories.
So now you're diving into the advertising world. I hear you.
I can't wait for January.
I hear you.
And came in, I think, still the first, well, I don't know, maybe they're bigger stars out there, but like, I think first year award winner. On my first year, and you know what it is? Like they don't enter first year.
Crazy.
They don't enter first year work, right? Because you just came in.
Yeah, you don't know anything. You're wet behind the ears.
Yeah. And shout out Ruler Hatting. I think Ruler Hatting, I'm going to make sure that you get Hall of Fame at the Loeries, because I think Ruler, you've taught half of this industry. If you've never had the opportunity or the privilege of being taught by Ruler Hatting, man, you have been done a disservice. I remember at the awards, we're sitting there and this side is Ogilvy, Johannesburg, and this side is FCB, Johannesburg. And she's like, I taught them in 97, I taught them in 98.
Whoa.
She can point out that
I remember him.
Okay. But getting to the awards, so now, okay, you're in first year. Yeah, I'm in first year, right? So,
how are you entered into a competition as a first year?
It's got a bit of context to my parents passing away, right? So when they passed in, when I was 8, they did leave quite a lump sum to like actually go to. I was never left wanting. I was going on those school trips. I was going on everything with everyone, right? So I never felt like I was an orphan, which I am. Like I never felt it, you know what I mean?
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
that's
right.
Beautiful.
But getting to university, that money is like
running out now.
Right? And it's that I either go 1 year at Vega or 3 years at like UJ, right, doing marketing.
Damn.
Vega was expensive.
Expensive, yeah.
Yeah. So and yet again, I love my grandmother because I remember, you know how adults do, they have their little tribunals. I remember my aunt, my grand, and my uncle were talking in the room there, and my aunt calls me from outside, like, please bring me water. So go get the water, and as I'm bringing the water, I hear my uncle going, but if he couldn't pass Matric, how are you gonna put such a responsibility?
Which is a fair question. This is a fair question. Yeah, which is a fair question. Yeah. I feel you. Facts.
Like, yo, this is not my money, this is not your money, this is none of our money. Yes, we're here to guide, but whatever he does with it is...
Your grandmother sounds amazing.
That lady's a soldier.
She sounds amazing.
That lady's a soldier, dog. And I think she saw that I heard that. So later on in the day, she comes to me and she's like, yo, Joe, we're gonna make you go to that Vega and you go to, and said, go there and let's make them proud.
Okay.
As in together. Like, as in go there and make them proud.
Okay.
Let's go there and let's, as in I'm with you.
Together,
right?
yeah.
Together, I'm with you. Whatever you do,
Alright.
I'm going to make
Yeah.
sure that we do it right.
Yeah.
So now you've got the responsibility of passing first year, but also somehow getting a bursary.
Okay.
I hear through the grapevines that if you win an award,
Then you can get a bursary.
There we go.
Okay, that's my chance right there. Once again, it's you auditioning,
You
just
get to
like
get on that stage.
I
like
hear
it's
you.
been an
I
audition.
hear
Oh
you.
God, yeah,
I hear you.
put it like
I
that,
hear
right?
you.
So now I'm like, okay, cool. Going, working, dog, late nights, dog. I think I did see my friends quite a lot, but like it was like, nah, I'm here to graft, dog. I need
Yeah,
that
yeah.
because then it pays for the 2 years.
Yeah, and
breathe.
then I can breathe.
You know what I mean?
I hear you.
Come June, I don't know why I waited that long to have this conversation with her, but I'm glad because it would have broke my spirit. So I have this conversation with Rula, I guess I was maybe ashamed or something. I was like, yo, Rula, so I only have enough for the first year. I won't be able to do this. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, yo, so I need to like get an award because then I can get a bursary and an internship. Like, TV, we don't enter first year work.
Yo,
Yeah. There's something in my mind that just says no. Like, nah.
there can be an exception.
There's a way.
Yeah,
bro.
there's a way.
It's like, but look, carry on pushing. If there's something, hopefully I can make a case for you. You know what I mean?
Shout out to her.
Well, funny enough, sub story shit. The stories are a lot, but they're inside.
Context makes
we'll
all
get
the
to
difference.
The logic of copywriting,
Yeah.
bro. But like, there's a sad story that Black River FC come to Vega in the June of that year, June 2011. They come and they do, you know, those 3-week challenges. The winning group gets a month internship. I'm like, here we go. This is me now. Yeah, man.
My chance is here. Yeah.
They all be
Yeah. Yeah.
Get into work. We don't win.
Okay.
Still another, yo, fuck, that was my chance. We don't win. Another group gets an internship, and now it's like, I feel like the odds are stacked up against me. Everything wants me to fail in life. And I remember the last awards that were possible were the Pendorings. And I'm even, my throat is cracking a bit, remembering those. They don't want to go back there. Go back there. But like,
Yeah. Damn.
I remember the Pendorings are like a month and a half away. Shout out to the Pendorings. Yo, if there's any award show that believes in South African language and South African advertising that's made for us, not just to please the world, it's the Pendorings. Do enter. Students, everyone, just make sure that we build up our belly, our hand. And funny enough, a lot of the awards in the advertising industry internationally are vernac. I mean, I'm not saying like
that's
majority
crazy.
of them, but like the
that's crazy.
The Celsi stuff that they're singing in Zulu about like you losing your phone and they sort of having a memorial. I can't remember the idea fully, but like winning this hotel thing also won, but like
they're mostly in vernac.
Bro,
that's beautiful.
The international people don't, because he's Brazilian. English to him.
Don't worry.
Sorry,
Reflexes
Maggie.
on 100.
Sorry, Maggie. But like the Brazilians, English to them is basically Spaniardo. Like
I hear you.
They're like, okay, if I'm judging English,
I might as well, right?
Spani in the core of
That's
the idea,
dope.
you know what I mean?
That's dope.
And that's really dope.
That's dope.
And maybe I might have exaggerated by saying majority of them, but quite a number of
them are
advertising work from South Africa are in vernac and they do it.
That's
and
beautiful.
Get surprised that international get so Pendoring, etc. Right? It's a month away. And I remember it was one last project. Well, we still have more projects, but like the last project that could make it into this thing is now, right? I'm like, boy, I don't want to see a damn person in my life. Writing.
Now is the time.
Writing.
Yeah.
I remember the brief was for Oppikoppi, and I still love Oppikoppi to this day. How do you sell? And so let's use this as a case study of coming up with an idea. I'll bring it up more as we go, but it fuses the two, right? So So the brief was, how do you get South African channels, or rather channels that are popular in South Africa, your MTVs, etc., your Vuzu at that time. Is it Vuzu?
Yo, Vuzu was huge.
Oh my dog.
Vuzu was huge at that
Hey,
time.
Vuzu gotta come back.
Yeah.
The Vuzu.
Not Vuzu.
Hey, yo.
Come back.
Hey, yo.
Yo.
Yeah, right. Like, how do you get the program director to showcase Oppikoppi? Because in that way, it will open it up to more
Okay, yeah.
to come through.
Okay,
That's the brief, right?
okay.
So you're not selling to people that go to Oppikoppi.
Okay.
Your target audience in this moment is, so target audience people you are actually making this ad for, is the person
who's never been there?
No. It's the person that chooses what goes onto Vuzu.
Okay, I get you.
And you have to convince that guy to get Oppikoppi like a special offer, so that more people that watch Vuzu see Oppikoppi and go, right?
That makes sense.
It makes sense.
Makes
right?
sense.
So okay,
makes
cool,
sense.
I bet. So how do you get a hold of this guy? That's the first question, right? How do you, before you even come up with the idea, how are you going to meet them? So this is what we start talking about, mediums, right? Like radio, TV, whatever. Do you have enough budget? TV sometimes it's great, but it's not necessarily the best way to get this person. So I think to myself, direct mailer. I'm not talking to a million people. I'm talking to like 10 people, right? Vuzu, MTV, all of them have one program director. So it'll be pointless to make a TV ad or a radio ad.
It needs to be very direct. Damn. Okay.
God damn. So now I'm like, okay, direct mailer, but what is it gonna be? So I'm fortunate enough, and the timing of it is so beautiful because it was August. It was the time where Oppikoppi was 6 to 8 August.
Okay.
Which the 6th is my birthday.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, dope.
So it's the first time going. My friends have been going quite some time. I don't know why I didn't ever go with them because I love it. I went with them. I want to go see now. What is so
What's
nice about
really happening here
at a time
of your life? I feel you.
So I'm busy asking people, cool, trying to get insights. So like I said, insights, trying to understand what do people love about this. Cool. Writing this thing, and I'm trying to figure out what is the medium, what am I going to, okay, it's direct mailer, so what am I going to make? Is it a box, is it a dara? And I say start by writing. The idea will come, and a lot of people talk about creative block. And they always ask me, how do you get over creative block? And it's like, you don't get over creative block, you go through it, right? So you sit there for hours and hours, and copywriting, or I guess any idea, is very simple. Just keep asking the problem the same question in different ways. Problem is this, okay, what if we did this? Okay, what if it's a black guy? What if it's a tall guy? But you have to do it for, imagine how many questions you can ask.
You have to engineer.
What if it's a tall white guy? No, what if it's a short black guy?
Damn, I just realized something. You're still an engineer, but you know what I mean?
Shout out the word engineer. Shout out to the pops.
That's dope.
So I'm sitting there and I'm writing and nothing is coming, bro. Like that cursor is click, 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 click. And I'm pushing myself to what is that? And I remember Googling what is the percentage of Afrikaans people actually in South Africa, right? And it was broken up into 3 parts, Afrikaans colored, Afrikaans, and etc., right? And it boiled up to 14%. Right? And so now, what's great about that? So I'm like, okay, 14%. What else is 14%? So I'm like searching 14, like literally googling 14%. What comes up here?
That's dope.
And what came up was VAT, right? 14%.
Okay.
So if as South Africans we're 100%, it means Afrikaans people are VAT. Cool. But that's still not the.
It's not the crystallized idea.
Okay, where does VAT? Where do you normally see it on a slip? Okay, cool. We're cooking now. What if I wrote a slip, right? That this person director guy, gets when he's eating. And instead of the bill, he gets my letter, right? Okay, that sounds like a plan. It's quite easy to find out, they go to Royale, whatever, they're drinking, and when it's time to pay, they're like, no, don't worry, Oppikoppi has got this covered, this is for you. And as he opens, it's this message, right?
Brilliant.
So I'm like, boom, we got media, but now it's time to write. And I remember, I think I wrote it to like Neomuing or something. Neomuing, this is, if South Africa was a till slip, you'd be our vet, always included. That was the catchline, always included, right? And we would love to be included on Twitter. And I wrote this whole, from Beer Prize, and it was a beautiful manifesto, it was beautiful. And I write this, so there was this whole creative block before this, right?
But you pushed through it.
And I remember going to bed and saying to myself, I guess this is it.
Either it works.
No, I haven't written it
Okay.
yet. I'm talking about right before this brainwave comes.
Okay.
I'm like, I've tried everything. God, you've seen me. I've tried. I'm going to bed. I think I didn't last 10 minutes. I was like, nah, no ways. I'm not going. Come on, what else is there? I'm not going out like this. And the idea comes and I write it. And I remember, I think I wrote to like 4 a.m., showered, got to class late. I handed in, so at Vega you don't hand it in with your lecturer, you hand it in to the relationship navigators. Handed it in, I'm not going to class, I'm going to sleep and cry. Because it's over now, right? I think a week later I go into class and I can hear Ruler, so I'm late. Ruler's crying. I'm like, oh goddamn.
What's going on?
Who died? We'll kick it in and the class is there. He's like, Timmy, you fucking asshole. and I remember at the time she was trying not to swear, which is a great exercise. She was trying not to swear. So she said she's giving herself 10 swear words a week. She's like, fuck. 3. You just used up 3 of my swear words. And she's crying, but she's reading the thing.
Whoa.
And she's crying because of it. She's like, I think I can talk to them to enter this. This is good. A month later, sort of deja vu. Walk into the class, late again, yet again crying.
Now you're like, it's dinner now.
We got the finalists. Oh boy, now I'm crying. Now I'm like, oh man. Oh man. I'm crying, the class is crying.
Oh my God, Thabang.
I knew you could do it. I never spoken to me
in my life, bro.
No, crying and everything, and like I think 2 weeks later we win silver, my first award. And you understand the shoulders
as a first year,
bro. The shoulders drop. And what I loved what I still love is that when you at the Loeries you only go up on stage if you win gold. So at Pendoring you go up if you win gold and silver, but now I think they're also moving it to gold. But I got to go up on stage, the picture, the holding it, coming back, everyone seeing you, and it's like, oh, thank God, bro.
In that moment, when you go up on stage, what's going through your mind? Are you like, okay, now advertising is my life?
The only thing in my mind is like I get to go to school.
Okay, thank God.
Thank God. I can call my grandmother
and be like, yo,
we good.
We good
next year. And literally like that. Like immediately the after party, like from zero opportunity to like 6-7 different agencies saying, yo, call us on Monday. Really like
crazy.
Bro, that's crazy.
Crazy
bro.
As a first year.
Yo, bro. Now and that's why like I started very early. I started in my second year working, right? I decided to go with FCB, and I know I decided to go with FCB because during the party I've got like 150 rand in my pocket, right?
Okay.
And you're live on Dead Radio. And you're live on Dead Radio.
there were no Ubers at the time, and you know, so getting Megzi, but I know that this Megzi is gonna get me to this other point, which is far from where I live, but I can walk it for the rest of the way. Don't worry about late night, I'm good with that. So I'm like, okay, it'll get me there, then I'll walk to. But
I'll be sharp.
I'm great,
Don't worry.
great. But I could do with a drink.
Yeah, a cold one. A cold one.
You know?
I feel you.
Melusi Mklungu.
Okay.
One of my best friends to this day.
Yeah.
Both in work and life. Like,
yeah.
I love that guy, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to that.
Yeah.
And you know, everyone knows him. He's the Super Bowl ad writing, multi-award winning writer extraordinaire, Miami David.
I feel you.
Working globally. That's the super genius powerhouse man that is. Man. But he's a decent guy.
I feel you.
So I'm standing there, but I don't know why. I guess I don't want to go to the dance floor because it was like, what's going on here? Yeah. Right? And he was young as well. I think he was also like 2 years into the industry. So he's like, yo, congratulations. I'm like, shout out.
Yeah.
Like, yo, let's grab a shot. Now everyone knows in advertising, tequila is staple.
Yeah, that's the staple diet. Yeah, that's the staple diet.
He's like, let's have a shot, bro. I go up. So now I'm already like, shit, 150.
150.
So okay, mara, maybe
that's
like, nah.
Don't worry, I got it.
Dog, like, let's drink. In fact, I'm like, I do say it to him, like, it's true. Now I'm not.
Can I leave?
And then I gotta get home. He's like, nah. In fact, roll with me tonight. You don't know anyone here. Let's drink. We have a great time, dog. He's introducing me. Oh, this is Grant's toilet. This is da-da-da.
Dope.
And that's why I say I go with FCB. And yet again, you know when you think you're gonna exhale but you really don't, is that now I start working in second year, but I go to school in the morning and I go to work
in the afternoon. Yeah.
And if Malcolm Gladwell's words about 10,000 hours or anything to go by, I think that helped propel me further than anyone, because I'm learning at school, I'm learning at work, I'm learning at school.
Theory and practical,
right?
In the same day. That's amazing, bro.
The first review I had, that guy crumpled up, I guess for dramatic effect, because no one really crumples up a paper and he crumpled it up and walked to the dustbin and threw it and like, I'll come back later. You know what I mean? But literally theory and practical. And second year I think I won 2 tag awards. Third year I won Pendoring and Loeries. My first Loeries was in third year, right? And it's like, so whenever someone says you have a Loeries, I'm like, yo,
you don't even know.
Yo, brother. And it's because of the constant grafting. It's the Lionel Messi, like you're constantly in this thing.
Okay.
Oh, shit, that was a long story, but full of
Okay. So now you're in the business. Now you're working for a company, a pretty big company.
Yeah.
Are you a copywriter at that time? And what is a copywriter? Like, what is that?
I mean, I guess they are still home to me, like FCB. I think because I never moved around in agencies. I was with FCB for majority of my career. I think close to 8 years, and only now I'm with a new company.
agency.
We started our own company somewhere in the middle of that, but I don't think
is that Slovakia
and dance,
dope.
right?
We'll talk about that.
We'll also jump
Very interesting name.
Oh man, it's a movie. Shout out Tepo Musweu.
Shout out Tepo.
One of the best designers in Africa, if not global. That guy is a genius, dog. Like he can pull the design out of nowhere. Shout out Chisanga Mubanga. Probably one of the most amazing strategic minds yet again in Africa and the world, because he looks at everything the other way around. He's like, nah, dog. They're expecting that.
Let's flip it.
But we'll come to them now. So basically what copywriting is, and a lot of people think it's legal. They think that it's a copyright. What we write is called copy. So words are called
Copy.
a body of copy.
Okay.
Yeah. So I am a copywriter. Yeah. That's where the name actually
comes from.
right?
Okay.
What does it entail to be the best copywriter? I think?
So let me ask you to explain it like this. You're working at an agency, you're a copywriter.
Yeah.
You have a campaign with KFC. What does the copywriter do in that process?
So I guess it would be unfair to single out the copywriter because in advertising we work in teams, right?
Okay. Yeah, or rather maybe explain the system.
Yeah.
Rather.
So
and how the copywriter fits into that system.
Into that organization, right? So at the core of the business is creative, right?
Yeah.
So I guess I'll start at the nucleus. It's the creative director and the art director. Now the art director is the guy that does visuals, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm putting it in the most simplest way.
For people to get it.
They do the visuals. They compose like how this image sits next to the copy. So you have to work together. And normally you find two people that gel so well that they become an amazing team together, right? And we've seen quite a lot of amazing
duos.
It's always a duo. And I guess like even towards the awards themselves, it's me and Tsepo. You know what I mean? Like, it's not singling out myself. So it's the copywriter and the art director, right? Now the brief comes in. So who takes the brief is someone that we call an account manager.
Okay.
Now the account manager is the most difficult part of the job, right? They have to make the client and the creatives happy.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So they go to client, okay, what would you need? They go to the creatives, yo, this is what client wants. We go back and we say, yo, this is what we're doing. And then client's like, no, we don't like that. And then she's like, yo,
okay.
Like that. But she has
she's the middle person
ground to keep the system afloat. They're the very pivotal part of keeping brand and agency happy, right?
Yeah.
But for this brief to come in, you need what we call operations. So they used to call them traffic operators, but like but I guess they're dealing with the traffic operators, but like operations, right? Okay. So your traffic or head of operations would make sure that, okay, they have a lot of work on their table. They have a lot of work. Okay, give this brief to Eva. But then it also works by seniority, right? Like, as an intern, we can't give you the big KFC.
It wouldn't make sense.
You know what I mean? There are too many things that could go wrong. The client would script it, So the big briefs would normally go to the seniors because they've been there, they know clients, etc. And they've probably worked on that account before, so they know. Client knows them, etc. Right? Which is not a system we at the odd number. So I work at the odd number. I'm a creative director at the odd number. Dope. It's not a system we really imply into the company. If an idea is dope, it's dope, no matter who it's come from. It's up to the seniors and the directors to help get it across the line, even if it is from a junior. But normally a system like a big agency,
that's how it works. From interns, juniors, seniors, and then
So when we get briefed in the room, it would be the creative team, the account manager, operations, but then we introduce what we call strategy. So they also get briefed, right? They need to come up with a strategy. So much like the strategy of saying, let me write a till slip that will go to this person because it's not 10 people, it's just 10. They will come up with that type of thing. We're not talking to
a million people.
We're not talking to people in Ukraine. So can we please da-da-da-da-da-da, no, I say like da-da-da-da-da-da, and they'll come up with the strategy.
Okay.
Ice cold,
sorry about that.
Delicious, delicious.
Dead water, shout out to Dead.
Shout out. Dead water. I hear you. I also do faces. So they'll go away, so they'll start the job up. They'll go away, they'll go find our target audience, they'll go find possible insights. What are we trying to say? What are we trying to make this client or brand look like? And then we'll have another session where they brief us. etc. Now, in this whole process, the whole time, there's this next part, the creative director, right? Now, the creative director's role is also quite pivotal, if I do say so myself. It's quite pivotal because you are in charge of guiding, selecting, and making sure that the right idea is presented.
Okay.
Right? So, when the creative team goes away, they come back with many routes, like, oh, we could do this, we could do that. Yet again, questioning the problem.
Okay, yeah.
They come back with multiple routes, and then what we call a review. So they sit with the creative director and we look through the ideas. That one it's missing the mark because remember strategy said oh, that's kind of funny, but you know what would be funny? Like if you and you build it up and you tear some down. And normally you go back in with like 3 ideas. I prefer going in with less ideas, like 2 ideas. Like, in fact, if it were at Pi, we always went in with 1 idea. It's like, yo, bro, this is it. We know. And we always want. But like sometimes, you know, it's a generational systematic thing that like clients are used to seeing 3 ideas. They're used to saying, I don't like that one, I don't like that one, I like this one. It's also a psychological win in that you give them 2 to kill. So if you come with 1, they're angry that fuck, you didn't even bring anything we like.
Do you guys, knowing that, do you guys pick, okay, there's 3 ideas. Do you guys already know the one out of the 3?
Definitely.
Yeah.
If any creative says that they don't know which idea they want, they're either lying or they're very bad at it.
I hear you.
Go in there knowing that I want this one with Casper Nyovest. This is the one that
that's gonna cut
and you always see it when creative teams present it, right? All of a sudden there's a lot of energy and Casper comes in.
I hear you.
So we open an account.
I feel that.
Clearly tell that they want this one to go through. But what I was saying about psychological warfare is that like you give them the 2 so that they feel good about they made the right choice. So one of the and normally we just go in 3 hot ideas to a point where client is struggling to choose
pick
the
one.
Yeah, a lot of people go in with this one is the one they must hate. This is the one they shouldn't be sure about, and then it makes it clear that this is the winner. You know what I mean? That's the psychological playground in the boardroom that a lot of people use.
Okay.
So your job as creative director is to make sure that you build up these ideas all the way to the level, and the team goes away and they come back and they bounce. So you're also a bouncing board. Like they come back, they're like, yo, what do you think of this? You're like, and we set up all these reviews every day, etc., etc. And then someone above the creative director, the executive creative director. So after a couple of reviews with like when you see that ad go up, if it's done really well, it's not just they were smoking weed and then they're like, yo, bro, what if?
I feel you.
There's a whole system
process that goes into it.
Into crafting. So you must be very now that you know, you must be like, yeah, this ad is actually shit because they go through all of that process to come up with this. Fuck these guys, you know what I mean? And sometimes you do have a turd, it's fine. But like if the brand is consistently just bringing out nonsense, it's like, what is going on there? But anyway, that's the politics.
Okay.
But like immediately after the creative director review, the CD review, you have an ECD review, executive creative director review. So now you're also coming in with the team. Hey there, my executive creative director is Terry McKenna. Shout out Terry. Hey, you look good last night, bro.
He came through. Okay, that's it. Shout out to Terry.
Shout out Terry. So I'll then come in, and my role is also to say, you know, Terry, we've got through quite a number of options. I think these are really dope and they're ready for you to see them. And he goes through it and he vets them, and in that process now I'm also part of the team. Like, this one is not In that moment I also at least have the power maybe the wrong word, maybe the privilege of saying, but Terry, I think that this could work and you'll be like, no, okay, then go cook it if you think it like that. But the whole time it's one long brainstorm over 2 weeks.
I hear that. And
then even after that, you move it to your chief creative officer, who is Bruce Tolle. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. the chairman of the Loeries multi-award-winning extraordinaire guy. He is co-founder of the compound, him and Tola. Shout out to you guys. You guys look good, man, last night, man. Look at,
the boys were looking,
and what I loved was the color of their cards.
I hear you.
Cards were
I hear you.
One of them has a party. But then you would then take it to the chief creative officer and yet again, it's vetting it. Then now, ECD comes and now he's part of it. So it's a constant molding and recrafting and resculpturing
until
we're ready to show client now.
Okay.
Now we go to client. Client chooses, maybe they have chooses, please make these few changes, and then we move into the next part of production. So in every agency we'd have production. These are our producers. So what they do is they make the ad happen. Very pivotal part of
the entire process.
Yeah. So they contact the production houses in terms of directors, etc., etc. They contact, if you need a voice for a radio ad, they contact their agent or the voice directly and so forth. So they make sure that the ad comes to life. They put together the budget, or rather they use the budget that client is giving you and break it down. Guys, we can't do this. We can't get a helicopter. No, guys, that costs really crunch the numbers. And then they set out a production plan, which is, guys, we're going to be shooting on the 24th. We're in studio to do post, etc., etc. And then they send it off to stations, and I think at that point the ad
is out now.
Yeah, so that's more or less the entire process
of getting out an ad.
There are other people within the process, but they're not quite integral to every agency. Some people do have media buyers within the agency, so they buy the media, etc. What else could I say? I've forgotten. Some people have in-house studios where they have like engineers already like to record ads in studio and stuff. But yeah, that's
the system.
The crux of the system.
Okay, so this system sounds like it's very well, every single part of the system is very well placed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, I want to ask you about ego. Where does ego play a part in all of this? In terms of the creative's ego, the client's ego, or how do you guys balance that?
That's such a great question. It's definitely a big part of the creative. I think creative is very likened to soccer, you know what I mean? Like it's ego driven. It's I just want
my idea is better than your idea.
You know what I mean? Even the word my idea. We've been sitting in a room with like so many people brainstorming.
It's our idea.
But I don't want to play kumbaya. It's your idea. Shout out to you, like, you know what I mean? But making it happen is all of us, you know what I mean? And that's why I love that this year the whole agency went to the Loeries. Like, I don't think any agency could take the whole agency to the...
You actually never hear of like an entire agency. That's dope.
From reception all the way up to the top.
That's dope.
Everyone went to Loeries. We went together. And it's because we're medium-sized, we're nimble. But also, I was like, a lot of the bigger... And I don't think we want to be big. We don't want to be big. We want to be the best. Gradual growth.
What a important separation. Not being the biggest, being the best.
Right? Like, a lot of people believe that an agency is great because it's big, right? You know, like, I mean, they I don't want to mention agencies, but like, they're huge. They're big, large-scale agencies, right? That have multiple offices in different parts of the world, etc., etc. They think that is the success. But I mean, like, White and Kennedy, the guys that have had Nike since inception of Nike, they've been the agency there. They I don't know, no, it was Wyden that came up with the slogan, just do it. He's the one that like approved the swoosh, you know what I mean, like etc., etc., you know what I mean, like they've been with them. They only hired 2 people a year. I don't know if they still have this practice, but I remember that in the whole world, everyone wants to work at Wyden. They only hired 2 people a year.
Damn.
And I guess it's also bravado, it's also like we're the coolest, but I think it's also them trying to keep the culture intact.
I hear that.
I hear that. Yes. 300%. How do you teach 60 more people why we do
get
this
that.
and why we?
I get
yeah,
that.
you know what I mean. So and they probably don't do 2 people anymore, but it's a very small number
of people.
4 a year, etc. and stuff, right?
Yeah.
The reason I raise this is that the whole agency
Ego.
went to
Yeah.
but how do I get to?
We're talking about ego and what part it plays. How do you balance?
Oh yes. So I was saying that we all had a role to play in making the idea.
The idea.
Right?
Yeah.
But so ego is important. I'll say that it's very important, but you need to know how to use it.
Yeah.
It's not something. Yeah, it's not
a balancing act, right?
Everyone thinks, there should be no egos. No, ego is
important.
It is important because ego is based on pride. You pride yourself in this work that you do, and the bigger your ego gets, the bigger your pride gets, and it should then reflect on your work, that the bigger your work gets, right?
Yeah.
But ego used wrong is the, hey, move out of my way, bro.
Yeah. Do you know how many awards I have? Like, yo, get the fuck out of my face.
Get the fuck out of my face.
I feel you.
Like,
I hear you.
And think about it this way. You know how I've spoken about all the awards that I've, but it was never egotistical.
Yeah,
right?
facts.
It never came
Facts.
through like, yeah, bro,
Yeah.
I'm the guy. You know what I mean? It's a way of using it in the right
I hear
way.
you.
Same as positions. The higher you go up, the more, like, there used to be a show called Trust Me or something. It was beautiful. It was about advertising, and when you get moved up to creative director, right? It's not like you weren't working with these people.
True.
Now they're boss, right?
Yeah.
So that ego switch is something that you're gonna have to work with and deal with, because you still have to be like part of the team or what up, guys.
I hear
but you
that.
also need to use it as like, yo, guys, I'm your boss.
Yeah,
right?
don't
Like,
forget.
Yeah, don't forget. Like,
But don't turn it to a dark thing.
Don't be like, yeah. Now I'm your boss, niggas.
Yeah.
Wait, that.
I hear that.
Like,
I hear that.
You need. That's why I'm saying you need to learn how to use ego. You need to learn when to bite your tongue and when to speak up, etc. Right? And so part of my goal when I was younger, I definitely wanted to win. And trust me, it'll come back to the ego thing. I wanted to win Young Creative. So what Young Creative is that every year the Loeries picks 2 creatives of the year.
Okay.
To be, their portfolios are immaculate. You submit your portfolio of work that you've done within the last, I think, 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
It can't be like longer than that.
Yeah.
That's just old work. And you submit and
they
there's a
pick
panel.
from that.
Yeah, there's a panel that picks, and they guys, these 2 have been pushed. So it's not even just you had a good year. It's like over the past 4 years, these guys have been pushing. So it was only right in my mind that I have to win Young Creative.
Okay.
What further churned it was that Mlu, when we're at FCB, he wins Young Creative. I'm like, yeah.
Dope.
So now we're like, yo, bro, I want to win it next year, bro, so that we go back to back. Imagine that, as best friends, we win it back to back. It's like, yeah, bro, you gotta push. And pushing, submit, and I don't win it that year, but I win it the following year. So like there's a year in between us. But I love the push that we had with each other to be like, yo, bro, you gotta push and make sure it happens, etc., etc. The reason I say this is that I've always had that goal, and I always wanted to be one of the youngest creative directors in South
Africa.
Right?
Yeah.
On the year that I won Young Creative, I think, 2017. That year the Loeries got moved, I think like a month later, right?
Okay.
So I would have won it at 25.
Okay.
But like, because it
was moved.
My birthday came, now I'm 26. I'm like, but then like we but I wanted it at 25. I don't know what the number is, angel numbers. But then it moved like a week, and then so at 26, when we came back to when we got promoted to co-creative directors, right? But it was at an unfortunate time with when I wanted to really get into Slovakia and Chisanga, and we really wanted to. So we
Talk a little bit about Pi Slovakia.
So I'll jump into it. Yeah, so we didn't quite live into that role at ACB itself, but the idea of this ego thing is and it's hitting me as I speak, is that I don't think that ego helps you become a bigger name or a bigger brand,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. If you work has no ego. If you put all of your pride in your work and not the body itself, then that's what makes you big. That's the fuck, I saw your ad. You don't say I saw you, but like I saw
you
your
should
ad.
inject
You should
the ego into the work. I hear
that's
that.
what's gonna make you a bigger person.
I hear that.
Not you being the big guy.
Because then once you inject it into you, then that's the dark side of the ego.
Now you're
that you
walking
spoke
around
about.
asking for VIP and
I hear that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So if you inject it, and I think it applies to every single creative industry.
Yeah.
As a musician,
Yeah.
immediately when the artist becomes egotistical, the work suffers. But if they like plunge it into their work is amazing, and you see this guy and they're like, he's humble, but no, at the back of my mind,
yeah, like
oh God,
I feel that the work speaks for you.
Yeah.
The work speaks for you.
Yeah. So when we were promoted to co-creative directors, it was also quite a very difficult decision for Tsep and I to make, to say, yo, bro, are we really? I mean, come on. We're still young and let's do this.
Let's take this chance.
Yeah, we still have,
Let's
the rest of our careers to go.
chance.
Yeah, but it's so funny that 2 nights ago I was listening to this podcast and the lady that was being interviewed, she said, it's dangerous to wait. I even so I struggle to sleep sometimes because there's a lot of thoughts going on in my head. Like, to switch off, I have to stop thinking about work. I have to stop thinking about music.
I get you.
I have to stop thinking about the compounder. So I'm playing it, and I literally got up and I wrote it. Funny enough, my writing company. So I also have my writing company that has IP and proprietary over my own writing. So like my films and stuff. So that it is not legally combined with either my agency.
I get you.
And it's called Deo.
Okay.
And I was like, what does Deo mean? And like dreaming with your eyes open. So I think it's a gift. I don't know what it is, but I certainly remember 90% of my dreams. Right? I don't know how and I don't know why. And there's no way to prove it because I can just say, hey, last night I was dreaming
about this. Yeah, but
and a lot of them are in storytelling. There are a lot of films and little ideas of like, I thought that. Right, but I never woke up. I never like you know when you're lucid dreaming and you get up.
Yeah, I didn't write this down.
Yeah. And then the next morning, so it's also dangerous to wait. The next morning, yes, you can remember that dream so vividly, but like it doesn't have that essence. You're like, because dreams have that beautiful nature to them. They've got this magical thing that if you just grabbed it and wrote it, it'll come.
They're very fleeting and like when you wake up, the more you try, like the more.
So when you wake up, you are left with the skeleton.
Of
you
the
know
dream.
what happened. This guy went today and then came back. You don't have the meat. You don't have that little thing that fuck that I should make that detail more. You know what I mean? And I remember one day I woke up and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna write it now. And as I'm writing it, I'm like, you need to start dreaming with your eyes open. And it both means don't let your dreams just be when you sleep. Like make your dreams come to
reality.
Life. Reality. Dream with your eyes open. Make it a distinctive thing that like
I love the name.
But then also try and make sure that these as a writer, these fantastical ideas that are in your brain, bring them up while you're awake. Like write them
put them down.
Make sure, because when you're writing the script, you're basically dreaming, but with your eyes open, and that's one of the company. The reason I was speaking about Theo and the writing. When I have this difficult decision to make, and that podcast, it's dangerous to wait because it's not the same. It's like this analogy I gave with the dream.
Yeah.
It's not the same 2 years later. The conviction, the let's take a chance. It's not the same.
Yeah, it changes.
Yeah,
the older you get, yeah.
You know,
yeah.
you get a baby or you have a long-term girlfriend and it's time to move in.
Yeah.
Conviction wanes as you go. Like that eagerness,
that fire.
That fire starts to go down, and it's a normal, natural life
thing for any human being.
For any human being, it just starts going lower and lower and lower, and it's very dangerous to wait. And we say, let's go do it now. In fact, the reason that we're young is why we should do it, because we will always come back.
Yeah.
We go out, and so it's called Slovakia dance.
Right? What a weird name. I was like, such an interesting name. Why?
So it's, and when we came up with it, there were a lot of very funny names out there, agencies, and I won't say them because it's gonna sound like I'm dissing them, but I'm like, very funny, weird names.
And no airtime for them anyway.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And I remember the three of us going, well, it doesn't matter what we're called. It's fine, we can just say stone and
I feel you.
That's what we do.
The work.
And we said, imagine if we infused our way of working into what we're being called, because it doesn't matter, right? We can draw things out of a hat and literally we wrote a couple of things down and we put it in, and Pi, Slovakia, and dance came out, right? I'm like, okay, cool. These are random words, but if you put them together, let's understand why we do this, right? And we said, well, we make pies. The content we're about to make is like a pie. It's got ingredients. There's pepper, there's whatever. That's us coming up with a line, with a poster. That's the pie, right?
Okay.
And there are people that like pepper steak. There are people that like whatever.
Russian pie and all that. Yeah.
But we know that people like pies. Right?
Regardless.
Now, how do we make the perfect pie for your brand, right? That will take your brand to a place your brand has never been. We looked around and we're like, nobody has ever been to Slovakia. I mean, like no one goes, I'm going on holiday in Slovakia, right? So let's take your brand where it's never been, Slovakia, right? And when we get there, if we do it right, and we get all of the people and all of the production, and everything is sitting,
it's gonna dance.
We get there and dance, right? Slovakia and dance.
Brilliant.
But it gets even better. We have these thoughts of like, the name could change every year. It could be pizza, Mexico, and salsa.
I hear that. I hear that. Donut.
Donut.
I hear you.
Donut. Morocco.
Mamelodi. I feel you. I feel you. I feel
you. It's a way of working.
I feel you.
And we really fell in love with that. And every time we told clients that, they would like, they'd drop.
Brilliant.
Wow.
Brilliant.
And Pi is still fully functional, still winning. The YFM current work is the guys. Where we get to this journey within our Pi story, we did great. We won clients. We started, really building it into this amazing agency and so forth. And from a selfish perspective, from my side, I needed to go and do quite a lot of things, right? There was this music ambition.
Yeah.
There was this ambition of like really opening up a place. There was an ambition of a short film that I was writing at the current time. And I say selfish because it is weighing down on the company.
I hear you. You're doing, I get that.
And as much as we're our own bosses, we need to keep ourselves.
You need to be there. You need to be present.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And and it wasn't just like, hey guys, I'm gone.
I hear that.
It was a long conversation over months, if not maybe a full year, before I recluse myself from the agency itself.
Okay.
But to this day, we're still great friends, great creative partners. We still work together and everything. So it was never. I think people think that there was a yeah, I hate those guys. Nah, it was a
personal thing.
And an ambition thing, right?
Okay. Now that you're here,
yeah,
at this part of the mountain, because you've been climbing the mountain, right?
Yeah.
What is the future? Okay, this is a two-part question, because I think we've been talking for some time.
Hey, you're on my
dead. On my dead watch. Yo, shout out to the guys that did.
Yo, shout out to the guys that did.
I want to ask you, what does the future look like? And I want you to leave a word for the youth in terms of... Nah, just kidding, guys. Just kidding. What does the future look like for you? And give some inspiring words for the kids. A kid who has a dream, a kid who wants to get into advertising. What are your words to them?
Oh shit, man! Such a missed opportunity before we even go into the future. And I guess it also answers what the future is. So they and I'm glad you said now that you've climbed this mountain. There's a show on Netflix. I think it's 12 peaks or something. 12 high, 12, but it's the 12 tallest mountains
in the world. Yeah.
In the world, and this guy is aiming to climb all 12 of them, right? And I think he nearly died and then he stopped.
He was like, yo.
Yeah, he didn't catch all 12. I didn't finish it. I don't know. Maybe he didn't catch all 12, but I think he nearly died. So whoa, can't die on Netflix. I've just climbed my first mountain. Yeah.
Okay.
I have to do the 12 peaks. I don't know how many peaks I do have. I've just climbed my first mountain, which is the world of advertising. I think that I'm here because I love it. I think that from an ambition perspective, there's always the need to win more, etc., etc. But like the gold mines and the what is it? The gold. The trademarks, the points of which I wanted, I have.
Okay.
Firstly, getting out of Vega.
I hear that.
Alive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like actually, like that story is so pivotal to my life. It means so much to me. Like the idea of force and brute and forcing yourself to achieve and make it out where the stakes are high.
Very high.
Is probably the most my heart has beaten.
I feel you. I feel you.
You know what I mean? So that is such a
pivotal point.
You know what I mean? Young creative, because getting there was so hard. It was late night. Did that, the creative director, and at this point, I'd just be chasing a ladder as opposed to I wanna get there.
Let's try another mountain.
Let's go. Shout out.
Let's go.
But I'm not leaving. I still advertising. But I mean, like psychologically, you start to realize this. So I've been in music since like I was 12, bro. I'm gonna keep it short. I won't lie. We had a computer at home, and I think out of the black people I knew on the street, I think it was us and Preacher Maponyane, and their house, they had a computer. So Preacher is like, he's got an amazing record label and studio that does post sound for quite a lot of people, channel music and Ralph Gam, I think I saw, but like he's like big in the sound world. But I know this because when we were younger, he was always the guy that would come through with software that makes music, right? So the first one was EJ. If anyone remembers EJ, yo, hit me up on Twitter and say,
I remember EJ. I feel you.
Just loops.
I feel you.
Loops together. And so when my brother and him were on the laptop, I'm behind going to
let me see what's going on.
You know what I mean? And I'd always have to wait for my brother to like either leave or like go to a party. Then I'm like, let's do this thing. Terrible beats. And I remember he came one day and he came with Fruity Loops. Right? But Fruity Loops 2, I don't even think half of the industry has seen Fruity Loops. I think everyone knows the user interface that is currently on from Fruity Loops 3, because from then they never changed it. They started to just
add on top.
Fruity Loops 2. Producer will tell you the first beat you make. they're here.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is like, any producer will tell you it's right. And I really got into music since that moment, all the production of it. And even in high school, I'd produce for friends that come through and record, etc. Yeah, makeshift mics.
Yeah.
My grand would be like, yo, Joe, it's 8 p.m.
You guys are wilding.
You gotta go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And music has been a part of my journey this whole time. So like, even starting a band and etc. And to this point where I've recently relaunched a music company called Sound of the Nation Africa, right? Which it is a Sound of the Nation Africa with a partner and a plethora of artists, new artists that are really doing it. So the next mountain would be to see Sound of the Nation Africa really do it. Now, what I learned from Sound of the Nation was that I do not have to be the person holding the mic on stage going, yo,
I hope you guys are listening to that, because all of you guys want to be the guy
with the mic. Yo, it's me, yo, bro. Nah. The success of Sound of the Nation Africa is beyond that for me. I want the artist to be like, I want to be the guy on the mic, but like from my side, I want to see it actually work. It would be such a disgrace to myself from that 12-year-old self looking back and saying I stopped doing music. That'd be very sad. So I want to make sure that I see this music journey happen, and from a business side of things, I'm finding licensing, I'm finding
sync
deals, legal, paying legal, as well as artists. This is what you like. That is giving me a rush. You know what I mean? And I won't lie, these 12, whatever, these 20 years, etc. Have been taxing because financially it's you fund yourself. You know what I mean? So financially you sacrifice a lot of things, and you socially you say you're running with DJs, like you're sitting in the backstage, like where you could have been at your boy's baby shower or something. You know what I mean? You're sacrificing quite a lot of these moments. So to let that disappear would be a shame, right? And then I've always loved the world of stage, right? And one of the most clear stages you'll ever see is an event space, like either a club, a lounge, whatever you want to call it. And I was fortunate enough to meet and partner with Smile, shout out Smile, I'm Charlie, and Nebo, and the three of us partnered up and create. Well, they're the true founders, and then we partnered up. I think about a month into the company and created the Compound, which is in Newtown, and it's all about underground. And it has also been a stress because, but I'm so happy that as long as you're alive. I think that's also another nugget. As long as you're alive, because we've been alive for a year now, right? With the bad nights and the great nights and the bad nights and
the highs.
And you have one great night, like super great night, like the right DJs, the right people, the right timing, and it's packed, and it's like, we did it, guys. And then like next week you're like, nothing. You know what I mean? And that's a lesson in the idea that like we always wait for one moment to say that I've made it, and it's like it's always going to be like continuous. Oh shit! Oh no! Oh shit! No! Right? So we're growing really well. We've survived the first year. Every business dies in the first year. We've survived this first year, and we're growing by strength by strength. Now, what you'll notice within those three, outside of my own writing company, is that I would have created an ecosystem where music has a place and brand partners that help these artists grow. So from advertising to Sound of the Nation to the Compound, they become an ecosystem that will grow into huge things from a one part of my life. I still have to go into film directing. I still have to open a school. I want to open one of the most expensive schools in Limpopo, but it's free for Limpopo, and it will be a creative school. But that's way later. That's gonna be like when I'm 60 and whatever. But it's dangerous to wait also.
Yeah.
But I guess my closing words in terms of making it. Like it doesn't matter if people like it, right? Like you're gonna go around doing a lot of things, and if you listen to this whole interview, from trying to please your parents, trying to please your whatever teachers, trying to please your friends, etc., like you're always going to be shifting far away from what you actually need to be and what you need to be. And if you're gonna allow people not liking you to deter you from that vision, you're gonna go very far off, right? You don't need people to like you. As long as you wake up and you like yourself every single day and say, I'm doing what I need to do. So that's just the emotional one. From a logical perspective, I think that you can't beat hard work. I'm realizing it even myself, that like, yes, play hard, but work even harder, right? Don't work on one thing. I don't know if I can stress that hard enough. Do not work on one thing, because all your happiness is in that one thing. And when it fails, you feel like you're a failure. When it succeeds, you think you're God. Do not work on that one thing, because when it fails and you've got all these other things, you smile and go, shit, damn, that was kind of okay. We're cooking. When it succeeds, it humbles you that, you still have all of these other responsibilities. So do not work on one thing, otherwise you're headed for a life of heartbreak. And then I think lastly, time doesn't matter. It's gonna pass anyway, right? From both ends, don't wait. It's dangerous to wait. But also from a young space, don't rush. Don't like, I need to be a millionaire at 23. Get the fuck out of here, dog. Life is so long. Like, time doesn't matter. And your perception, there's actually a book, it's called Mojo, How to Get Your Groove Back. I read it in Matric actually, or after the Matric saga. Like, my brother left it and I read it, and it speaks of this idea that humans can't biologically and literally can't remember someone longer than 2 years. So, or rather the way I am right now, right? So you remember, Thabang, I went to high school with him, whatever. But like, who I am right now, my habits, my whatnot, the mind can't really remember it for longer than 2 years. And what that gave me was hope, is that like, I used to think that my whole life people would be like, you didn't do well in Matric, right? Like 2 years later, it's like, hey Joe, you won the award, ne? Oh, damn.
All of that is
it's gone. It's gone from the idea that like you think you're gonna see this guy 5 years later, and he's like,
still gonna be like, remember?
Guy. Like, I saw on social media, and he can't even remember the idea of a failure. He's seeing a success. You know what I mean? Life is long, dog. Life is long. So use that how you will, and
Yes. Shout out. I don't even know what to say. This was such a dope episode, but thanks for tuning in to Dead Radio. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll be back again.
And you're live on Dead Radio.